Servus everyone, my name is Florian and I'm a 3D artist from Germany. To get a bit more experience with the Unreal Engine and of course to continue on learning, I worked over the last year for quite some time on this project. In my head I had the goal that I wanted to create a loft environment in the industrial style. I wanted that it's in a harbor area, and that most of the things you will be able to see in it are custom made by myself from scratch. There were some Megascans assets used and but mostly textures. But most of the things you can see were created by myself. I used the following tools. For modeling, I used 3ds Max and ZBrush Core. For texture work, I worked with Substance Painter and a little bit of Photoshop. And yeah, as you see right now, it runs as the final destination in the Unreal Engine. Some additional software that were used was reality capture, some more programs of the Creative Cloud for example, cutting this video. And the character you see was created in MetaHuman, and I did try to dabble around with some AI tools. As mentioned at the start, this was a learning project and I did set some goals I wanted to achieve with it. I wanted to be able to create some nice renderings because that's what I did for most of the projects I did in the past, and it's a given at this point for me. I wanted to create a walkthrough video because till now I did not do something like this, and I thought, oh, that will be definitely a nice learning experience. And on top of that, I wanted to make it even more difficult. I thought, oh, if I set up a huge environment like this, I want to be able to play it like a game. I wanted to look around, I wanted to run around with a character. And yeah, that's what I had in mind. I had to cut some corners because my PC setup is not very powerful, but I'm happy with the results I could achieve. But now let's start more with what you can actually see on screen. So till now we were in the exterior harbor area, the garage or workshop and the bathroom. And right now we're in the fitness area, or more specific, the training cage. Some of the assets you see, like the motorcycle, the car outside, and the boxing equipment or weights, were done in previous projects of mine, and I wanted to give them some new life and update them for the Unreal Engine. But of course, there were tons of assets created specially for this project. And I want to show you what exactly, but we will come to that in a bit. For this design of the loft, I did collect over 500 images of objects, other industrial visualizations, and so on. But the project started in my head when I did see one random industrial interior while browsing Pinterest. And I loved it a lot, but it was only one angle. And in my head, I did picture, okay, how could the rest of the loft look like? And so I thought out and made a plan of this idea. For example, this area was completely not visible in the image. It did fork off, and I thought, oh, there could be a nice kitchen over there and a bar counter, but I don't really drink alcohol or coffee, and I thought, oh, okay, then how about I put some cacao on the bar counter, and I did dabble a little with Niagara and made some candlelights in the front. And I did just look around, look for products I would put in my own flat if I had that much money. And for example, I have exactly that bed. Yes, so I wanted to try to make the loft to an environment where I would say, hey, in a loft like that, I would love to live myself. As mentioned at the start, my PC is not too powerful, but I did not just want to scatter around the same object 100 times in the scene and then call it, it's built from scratch. No, I wanted to make it unique, make a lot of different assets, and yeah, I think the project came out very nice. Of course, it always can be a little bit improved. If you see what other things are made in Unreal, then yeah, there's always some place for improvement. But I think it looks quite nice. I enjoyed the process, and I think I want to show you now what assets were created during the time of this project. In the environment, you don't really see, okay, what things are stock content, what assets were prepared by myself. Everything you see in the next minutes was prepared from scratch in, like I mentioned, 3ds Max, Substance Painter, and so on. I did try to prepare a lot of details. So, for example, on the doorbell, you really see a sign with my channel name, or more specific, my LinkedIn name. For the building, I wanted to try for the first time to create something like a modular kit with trim sheets to keep the resource management down. So I tried already to prepare a little. As mentioned, I wanted to create a lot of details, so I thought, but in a big building like this, you would have some air ventilation, and you would see a lot of pipes on the ceiling because they would not be hidden. In the outside area, from some windows, you can see a basketball court. I made these assets from, I also mentioned already some previous projects, exactly with the motorcycle. The car got a new paint job. I made that for a competition once, and I thought, but the assets for the competition were not really great. Here I was a carpenter before, so of course if I make a loft, there needs to be something like a workshop inside with a lot of tools. But for a workshop you need a lot of tools. I'm especially happy with the Stemmeisen, are they called in German, and I think the assets came out quite nice. I'm not 100% happy with the reflection of the TV. I think I need to improve the material there again. But for example, I would love these Chesterfield chairs in my real flat as well. It's just they are very expensive. The bathroom needed a lot of assets, also some very small details like a toothbrush and toothpaste and some deodorant and so on. I did sometimes try to sneak a little bit of my own logo in there, but the reflection on something like the mirror are not as I want them, but I did not get it to be function on runtime, and at some point there's a limit. The boxing assets were mostly updated, the helmet also, but for example these shoes and boots and the cap, these were made with reality capture because I did work with it in the past, but not for a long time. So I wanted to try it out again, and I think they came out clean. But of course it's some small objects. And but this brings life to a scene like this. So lots of different kitchen tools. I wanted, especially for example, the knife to have a lot of details, so that have this serrated edge, I think you call it, and some logos and so on. I did put a lot of thoughts in this environment and all the assets. For example, I thought I want it to be a completely open room, but the office area should be able to close and make soundproof if you make something like recordings. And I thought, a container solution could be nice with some wall on the back, soundproof wall on the back, and so on. There was a lot of time invested in these assets and building the environment and everything. And I want that it's helpful from now on. So it's nice to run around in the environment, but maybe some of you also would have use for some of the assets. So I would be happy if you would reach out to me Maybe you also want to work on projects like this, and we can work on it together. I'm trying to get a little bit more connected with other 3D artists, so it would be nice to get some response. And you can hit me up on here on YouTube, on ArtStation, on LinkedIn. I will put some socials in the description. And I want to say thank you to everybody who did watch the whole video. It was nice creating the environment, and yeah, thank you again, and see you in the next project. Take care.